Shall we start?
Yeah.
All right. Rituja. Ananya. Okay. Wait. Okay, fine. Yeah. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Riya Modi, and it gives me immense pleasure to extend to you a very warm welcome on the behalf of Department of Biomedical Engineering and Team Impulse. The most awaited moment is here. Back again, full of zeal, exuberance, and yes, lots and lots of josh. Let's embrace ourselves and have our pulse rise to cheer again for the annual Biomedical Fest of VIT, Impulse 2022. To initiate this wonderful event, let me call upon Ananya Pingle, the General Secretary of BMESI, and Rutuja Changam, the President of BMSA, for commencing the inaugural ceremony.
Thank you so much, Riya. With warm greetings, I, Rutuja Jangam, would like to extend my warmest welcome to each and everyone invited here on a very auspicious moment on the spectacular evening. The moment is special for us, and we all are gathered here for the day to make it more important. With the presence of all the
Rutuja, you're not audible.
Rutuja, not audible.
Hello.
Yeah, now we can hear you.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
I was not audible earlier.
Yeah.
Okay, I will start again. Thank you so much, Riya. Now I'm audible, right?
Yes.
Okay. With warm greetings, I, Rutuja Jangam, would like to extend my warmest welcome to each and everyone invited here on a very auspicious movement on the spectacular evening. The moment is special for us, and we all are gathered here for the day to make it more important. With the presence of all the members, let's move ahead with the inauguration ceremony of Impulse 2022. Are you guys excited?
Yes.
Yes, very excited.
Over to you, Ananya.
Thank you so much, everyone. Let us start the inaugural ceremony with the blessings of Goddess Saraswati first. Gaurav, can you please play it up?
Sorry, like या कुन्देन्दु तुषारहारधवा अश्रुवस्त्रावृता या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा अश्विपसना या ब्रह्माच्युत हस्ते स्फाटिकमालिकां विदधिं मदे संस्थिताम् वन्दां परमेश्वरीं भगवतीं प्रदातनाम्
Thank you so much, Gaurav, for playing. Now we would like to move ahead with our inaugural ceremony. Now, I would like to welcome Dr. Jitendra Toravi, sir, HOD of Biomedical Department, Professor Geeta Narayanan, ma'am, convener of BMESI VIT, and Professor Neelam Punjabi, ma'am, convener of BMSA VIT, along with other dignitaries and faculty members for virtually joining us today. As our faculty members are a bit busy today, we have a special messages for all of us by them and would like to share it with you all.
Students, good afternoon. The real secret of success is enthusiasm. It gives joy, such an enthusiasm and overwhelming from all of you. I want to take this opportunity and congratulate each and every one of you for enthusiasm, dedication, and belief you show the preparation planning process event. The year has witnessed a more motivated, resolute, and courageous set of individuals working towards making a mark. I am proud of you all. I am also thanking Madam and all members of the Biomedical Engineering Department. You have always mentored and guided the students towards making Impulse 2022 a success. Along with we are on the crystal team to guide students on robotic process automation. I am thankful to you, sir, for accepting our invitation. Your expertise would be a valuable asset for everyone to college side. All the very best to all students and teachers. Let's begin Impulse 2022. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for the sweet message and for always supporting and guiding us. Now, we would like to share the message by Geeta Narayana, ma'am, BMESI convener.
Hello students, good evening and welcome you all to the of function Impulse is a very near and dear function for biomedical students as it is organized by Biomedical Engineering Department of Vidyalankar Institute of Technology. Organized offline for 2 days every year. It started in 2014-15. Now, when the pandemic started, we reorganized for 3 weeks, 5 to 6 seminars or workshops, and some fun events. This year, students have really worked hard to organize event. The idea behind it is to have interaction with industry and academia has been achieved. Hope this will be going very smoothly and I wish all this to the
Thank you so much, ma'am, for helping us put this event together. Along with that, we also have a message from Neelam Punjabi, ma'am, convener of BMSA.
Hello, my dear students. Welcome to our biomedical event Impulse 22. Impulse is our biomedical event and it is both technical as well as non-technical events, and we have fun events also in Impulse. Last year in Impulse, we had conducted webinars and hands-on workshops, and we had also competition and SRR, that is Society of Radiation Research, and they had also conducted workshop on cancer-based techniques. This year also in Impulse 20 have webinars and we will have two non-technical events and two fun events. The entire team has worked very hard, so I wish all the very best for Impulse 22, and I'm sure all things will remain. Thanks. All the best. Bye.
Thank you so much, professors, for taking time out of your busy schedule and recording these short messages. Your guidance has always geared up our spirits and enthusiasm. We are honored to have you all here. It's time to unitedly celebrate the inauguration of Impulse 2022. And let's move ahead with the introductory video of Impulse 2022.
With Impulse 2022, we have planned some very interesting and informative events for all of you. Our goal is to strengthen ties through engaging engineering and other social activities, focusing on the benefits of students across all branches of engineering. Under Impulse, we will have some intriguing educational webinars and workshops along with various fun events. We hope that you will enjoy them and reap maximum benefits of the knowledge being shared. Our first event today is on robotics process automation by Parth Doshi sir. The upcoming event is on Saturday, 12 February, where we have Uday sir who will explain and demonstrate the working of the CRRT machine. In the upcoming week, we will have more two exciting events. One which is on data exploration with Orange, and another on introduction to robotics with robot operating system. Followed by which we will have some super entertaining fun events. Stay tuned for that. Over to you, Rilja.
Thank you so much, Ananya. Now, I would like to thank the management of VIT and Department of Biomedical Engineering for supporting and encouraging us constantly. Thank you everyone for your virtual presence. Now, it's time to begin the most awaited annual Biomedical Fest, Impulse 2022. Let me welcome our host for today, that is Ria, back again. Over to you, Ria.
Thank you so much, Rituja. Thank you, Ananya. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. So here we would like to begin our webinar on robotic process automation, that is RPA. The pandemic has offered us with a mixed array of emotions, some good, some dreary, some soothing, and some exhausting. I'm sure this heterogeneous The pandemic has offered us with a mixed array of emotions, some good, some dreary, some soothing, and some exhausting. I'm sure there is a heterogeneous group of curious and exciting audience virtually present with us today. So, without wasting much time, upholding a positive attitude, let us commence our first session, that is Robotic Process Automation, RPA. So what is RPA? What does it mean? Do you guys have any idea about it? Like, what is RPA? Well, according to my research, robotic process automation is the use of software with artificial intelligence and machine learning capabilities to handle high volume repeatable tasks that previously humans had to do. So, to understand it better and to understand
Ria, you're not audible.
Ria, you are not audible. Ria,
Ria, you're not audible.
you're on mute. Yeah.
Yeah.
well, according to me, robotic process automation is the use of software with artificial intelligence, machine learning, and such capabilities to handle the high volume repeatable tasks that previously humans had to perform. So, to understand what it means and what benefits, scope, and role does it have in the field of engineering, and to know the technicalities behind, let us welcome our eminent guest speaker, Mr. Parth Doshi. Mr. Parth is a consultant at Botz and the creator of the RPA Rookies. You can find RPA Rookies on the social media pages like LinkedIn, Spotify, Instagram, and Twitter. He is a profound believer in innovation and automation and gets involved in different phases of projects, starting from requirement gathering, building documentation, and helping the developed automation. The RPA Rookies is an initiative by Parth Doshi to help freshers, students, and experienced professionals starting or transforming their career into RPA. We are blessed to have you, sir, here. So please join me in welcoming our tech guru, Mr. Parth Doshi. We would love to hear from you, sir. The platform is all yours.
Thank you so much, Ria, for the wonderful introduction. And first of all, thank you to the complete committee for organizing this event. Like it will definitely be a pleasure sharing my experience and knowledge with everyone over here. So thank you for giving me this opportunity, Ria and the complete team. Okay, so I'll quickly start with sharing my screen and everyone can just confirm if it is visible or not.
Yes, it's visible.
Okay, so before I start, if anyone has any question during the sessions or feels like I'm going fast, feel free to put it in the chat and I'll be happy to go slow or answer your queries. So I don't mind answering the queries in between as well. No need to have a end session for Q&A. Okay, so today's session is going to be about getting started with robotic process automation. So what I'm going to cover is I'm going to introduce you to the RPA technology, what RPA is as a technology, where it is used in different domains in the industry. Is RPA a right career to choose? Many people after engineering have questions that shall I choose as a data scientist as my career or be a Python developer or be a RPA developer? So career related questions also I'll be answering if you all have any, if you all have been exploring RPA already. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so a little introduction again about myself is I work as a consultant at Wonderbot, which is an intelligent automation organization where we build different types of automations. We help clients automate their business processes. I'm a creator of RP Rookies, like Ria mentioned. It is an initiative from my side where I mentor freshers and professionals getting started in the RP industry completely for free. And with that initiative only, I'm conducting this session to help students get started with RPA. I'm a RPA content creator. I have my YouTube channel where I create content specifically on RPA and about Uipath, which is one of the RPA tool, which you all will come to know as and when we get started. Go ahead with the session. A social RPA butterfly, like to talk with anyone and everyone in the RPA industry. Now, before we go ahead and see our agenda or get started with our session, what I want y'all is to, I would like to know what kind of audience we have for our today's session. So what you all need to do is just go to menti.com. You can use your phone if you are connected through laptop, or use your laptop and use the code 96395302. I'll put it in the chat as well. And just select the right option that you fall in. So 9639 and 5305. Okay, so everyone just go to menti.com use this particular code and select the option which you feel you fall in the category in. Okay, so let me see. Okay, I see there are 91 participants, so I hope everyone to at least select one of the options from here. Okay, so the votes we see are still only 10 and we have 94 participants. So let's wait for a minute or two more. So guys, you don't have to put it in the chat, but you have to go to menti.com and use that particular code and select the option over there. Can you mention the website over here? Sure, it is www.menti.com. Rohit, I hope this URL helps you. Okay, still 26. Okay, we'll just wait for one more minute and then we'll go ahead with the session. Okay, so I think now people have started voting again. Okay, so by the time people are voting, so you do not exit the menti.com website because there is going to be one more question. Code could not be found. Okay, so 9639535. Okay, sorry, 9639530. Okay, Abhishek and Jacob, I think the code should be fine now. Sorry for the wrong code in the chat. Okay, so by the time people are voting yes or no what RPA is, the next is going to be World Cloud. Even if you don't know what RPA is, or if there are any assumption, you can put in that words like how Ria explained what RPA is for her or what the definition of RPA is for her. So even if you don't know, no problem at all. You will learn it throughout the session, but just whatever you feel what can be. And the people, the 17 people that I see who already know what RPA is can just put a simple word to that. So thank you so much everyone for voting, and I'll just go to the next piece over here. What RP is according to you? So you will get an option to type two words, or you will get two options to be typed. So whatever you think RPA is, for the people who know or for the people who don't know, any assumption that you have, just put in the cloud word so that it will be more clear for you after you complete the session. And you have to do the same thing. Go to menti.com, use the code 96395305. Okay, that seems to be a good response. So till now, I see only 8 responses. Okay, Shri Hari, again, you have to go to menti.com and type whatever the word that you feel it is. Related robotics, software robots. Okay, RPA standard for robotics. Okay, there's one response, no idea. Okay, control on robotic, machine learning. Okay, with robots. Okay, let's wait again for a minute and then we'll go ahead with the presentation. Okay, I think that is a very good response. Okay, this is the new definition that I'm seeing, which is hello. Okay, I don't know who it is, but yeah, someone just invented a new definition for RPA. Okay, guys, thank you so much everyone for voting. Now let's go ahead and see what actually RPA is, understand the technology, where it is being used in the industries, and what are the advantages of it. So, and during the presentation, any questions, feel free to put it in the chat or unmute yourself and ask. Okay, so I'm just going to stop this word cloud and move back to my presentation. So, like I said, our agenda for today's session is going to be about understanding the RPA technology, the tools that are available in the market, where it is being used in the industry, its benefits, how knowledge, now everyone has been doing engineering or whatever field you are in, how knowledge of that particular domain help you in the RPA industry. Some use cases regarding RPA in healthcare, and a quick demo using Uipa. So let's get started. Moving ahead. Now, this is a slide that explains a little bit about automation or what RPA is. So the definition of RPA, like we saw in the word cloud, everyone told that it is robotic process automation. Now I'm going to break down this particular word, robotic process and automation. So there are three words combined for this one particular technology. Now, robotic is something that is being done by a robot. Now, till now, we have seen there are hardware robots. There was one Sophia that was released few years back. So there are house cleaning robots. There are multiple robots. So the concept of robotic is something which is done automatically, and you have designed that particular kind of thing. Now, process. Process is something that you do in your day-to-day task for students to relate to it. Now, many colleges, since everything has happened online, we have college portals where we upload our PDF, right? The notes that we make or the assignments that we do, the lab assignments that we have, we upload it to that particular student portal. Now, that complete process is something that you do every day. Now, what if I tell you that you have to give only the file path of your assignment, and it will be updated or uploaded automatically at a given time on that particular website. So that is what RPA can do. RPA can automate your day-to-day task, not only limiting yourself to educational domain, but it can automate tasks or processes that are being done every day, a lots and millions of tasks in banking domain, in healthcare, in insurance, and there are many other such domains where RPA is being used. So the basic definition of RPA is a process that is automatically done in a robotic way. That is what robotic process automation means. Like right now, how you can see on the screen this particular image. Start, set a maximum number, generate random number, send an email. So we have to basically set a maximum number. Like these are the number of emails that I want to send, generate random numbers, add it in a mail and send it. There can be any process. Like I gave example of uploading your assignments or uploading your lab assignments. Another example which the faculties in the session might relate to is generating the attendance report for their students. So that is also something that can be automated using RPA if it is a rule-based process. Now, this is what the definition of RPA is and what the RPA technology is all about. If you have any questions, put it in the chat. I'll take a pause for 1 minute and then we'll go ahead to the second slide. Or else if you want to unmute yourself and you have the permissions, do unmute yourself and ask the question, or chat is also fine. Let's wait for a minute. Okay, instrumentation. So, Shrinit Pavaskar, do you mind elaborating your question? Like what exactly you want to say, or you are trying to tell a domain where RP is implemented? Okay. So, Yash Pimpalkar has a question: is RPA similar to machine learning? So yes, RP is not similar to machine learning, because in machine learning you build models. When you build models, you need the historic data, you need the data set, and you need all that kind of data. In RP, it is not something like that. RP is something where you have your process that you want to automate. Like I gave an example of your lab assignments uploading or your attendance uploading or anything like that. So it is a rule-based process which is automated using robotic process automation. Now you can integrate ML or you can integrate ML models within RPA, but basically RPA is not equal to machine learning. So that is how RPA and machine learning is different. I hope this answers your question. Now, Vamshi has a question: how do we get the attendance? So the attendance can be an Excel report. The attendance can be a portal where teachers fill every day, so it can be downloaded over that. So RP can be used to do web automation, Excel automation, desktop applications automation. So there are multiple kinds of automation, SAP automation. So with that, you can get the attendance report wherever it is available, and then maybe summarize it or filter it, and then have a final copy of that using robotic process automation. Okay, in instrumentation we learned about automation, and now we learn in IoT instrumentation syllabus. Okay, Shrinid. Okay, okay, yeah. Okay, Harsh, yes, RP is used in manufacturing as well for inventory management kind of processes, new order processes, that kind of processes. RP is used in manufacturing as well. Okay. Anyone else having any questions, or shall we go? Okay. Okay, so if question comes, I'll take it, but let's go ahead. How RP is useful in healthcare industry. So Jacob, there is a particular dedicated slide on that. So when we come to that, I'll cover that particular question. RPA tools in the market. There are multiple tools available in the market, but which are the ones that are most in demand, or which are the ones that are used within an industry? So the major tools that are used within an industry are Uipath, Automation Anywhere, and Blueprism. Like you can see on my slide, these are the major tools which are used within an organization. So the organization where I work, which is Wonderbots, there we majorly use Uipath and Blueprism. Every tool has a different way of functioning. So like how we have programming languages, C, C++, Python, Java, they all are used to do a similar kind of thing. Like you can do the sum in C++ as well, you can do a sum in Java, you can do a sum in Python as well, but they have a different way of functioning and the different way you write the code. So all these tools can be used to do a similar thing, but each of them has their own features, each of them has their own capabilities. Sometimes AI capabilities are also compared, and there are many other capabilities that differentiate this tool. But at the end, they are used to do a same thing, which is automating the business processes. So these are the major tools that are available in the market. And the companies, when you will apply the companies as a fresher, the majorly asked is Uipath, and then comes Blueprism and Automation Anywhere. So this is how these are the tools in the market. Then there are open source tools as well. Like if these are not that much widely used within the industry, but they are coming into picture, and many companies have started adopting that as well. So there are many times open source projects that we work on in a committee or in the Google Student Developer Club and all that. So there are many that kind of things happen. So in the similar way in RP as well, we have this open source tools, which is Robocop, Tag, UI, and OpenBots. Again, they're used to do the same thing, but the way of functioning is different. So these are the tools that are majorly available in the market, and which one is more in demand in the industry. Anyone having any questions regarding this for the people who have already explored RPA? I think there were 25 to 27 people. Do you have any questions on this? And by the time I see one more question from Shivani. Yes, Rohit. So Microsoft Power Automate also, that can be added. What is different between robot and robotic process automation? Okay. Robot is a physical robot. You see house cleaning robot or some other robot or something like that. Whereas robotic process automation, it is a technology which is used to automate your business processes. That means the ones that you doing within your computer and not physically. So robotic process automation is used to build software robots and automate your business processes, whereas robot is a physical robot which is used to do your physical task. Okay, Purva as a question, with the help of RPA, we can design a web page. No, Purva. Again, like I mentioned, it is used to automate the processes, automate a web page, automate a desktop application, but not build a website or build an application. Okay, I hope Shivani and Purva answered your queries. If not, feel free to put it in the chat again or unmute yourself. Now, one more question. Sharik has one more question. Which programming language should we use in RP in Uipath? In Uipath, there are majorly two programming languages used. Uipath is not something that needs programming. But when you work with complex automation, the languages that you need is C# and .NET. So if you already have good knowledge of C# and .NET, you are good to start with the Uipath tool for learning and growing in the RP industry. If not, that is the language you might need to learn. But RP is not a technology where you write hundreds and 200 lines of code or 1,000 lines of code. It is a low code platform. There are already built activities, there are already built packages which you just reuse and build your automation. We have a demo section as well, so I'll show a little bit over there. So yeah, there you will get more clear idea about what an RPA tool looks like. Anyone else having any questions? Okay, I like how every student is engaging in the session, so it is good. Yeah. Okay, let's wait again for a minute if anyone has any questions, or we'll go ahead. Okay, let me go ahead to the next slide. Okay. So now many people had already mentioned that RP is used in manufacturing, it is used in this and that, right? But the major, or I will not say major, but these are the industries where RP is being used at a large scale. In banking, there is account generation, then there are multiple use cases where your documents might not be submitted in an bank account that you have opened, right? There are many times that you get emails that do not reply to this particular email because it is auto generated, right? So that many emails that you might be getting till now are being sent using RPA. The update that you see, your account deduction, the statement generation, when you request for a statement via mail, you get a statement within few minutes or you get a statement within an hour. So all that kind of processes that you see, you might not know, but they are being used. The backend for all this is RPA. In manufacturing, for inventory management, there are SAP applications being used in manufacturing where the inventory is being taken care of. The reports are generated, sales report, business reports, all these kinds of reports that are generated everywhere. RPA is being used. Payroll management, you get your, like the people that work within an IT industry, they get salary every month. They get answers to their queries quickly, very fast and all that. So in all that cases, RPA is being used. Now, how and when the technology is getting advanced and there are multiple updates coming in, right? With that, RP is being now integrated with chatbots as well. So that is one implementation happening recently where RPA can be integrated using chatbot. So when you put a query within a chatbot, let's suppose the COVID cases in Mumbai. So you get immediate reply. So in the back end, that RPA bot is running. So this is the execution speed of an RPA bot, right? So in this way, there are many implementations, integrations, and innovation happening within the RPA technology. Anyone having any questions on this slide or till whatever we did till now? If anyone has any question, feel free to ask. Okay. Okay, I see no questions coming in. What is difference between RPA and Blueprism? Okay. So Sujita Thara. Okay. So RPA is a technology and Blueprism is a tool which is a part of that technology. Like I said, Uipath, Blueprism, Automation Anywhere, these are the tools of RPA technology. So like that is the difference. One is a technology and one is a tool of that particular technology. Like you have business intelligence and you have Power BI. So business intelligence is a domain, whereas Power BI is a business intelligence tools. So this is the difference between like RPA and Blueprism. Okay, anyone else having any questions? Okay, I'll wait again for 2 minutes if anyone has any questions. Okay, or else if you'll feel I'm going fast, slow, anything, feel free to put it in the chat. Okay, okay. I see no questions. Then let's move ahead to another slide. Okay, so this is something where the slide has not been copied properly, right? So just ignore whatever there is over here right now, and I'll be just explaining the benefits of RPA without this slide, right? So, okay, there's one question, Vishal, how RPA use can you explain? So how we can use RPA? Okay, Vishal, I'll show a demo later in this presentation. With that, you will get a more clear idea about how RP is being used as a technology and what can we do with it. So benefits of RP, right? Now, when I say you can upload your assignments automatically, or when I say teachers can generate or professors can generate the attendance report or the summary report, this helps to not do the same daily task every day, whereas help you focus more on the productive tasks that you have to do or save your time. In the similar way, for businesses, RPA is something that is used to save time, save resources, help employee focus on majority and important tasks that they have to do, right? It helps, it reduces the human error within that process as well. Now, there's one more question that I would like to ask, right? Let's suppose there are 200 invoices that I have, okay, from which I have to extract data from each of the invoices and I have to write within an Excel file. So for a normal human person, how much time do you think 200 invoices can take? So he has to open each invoice, he has to read the data from that, like invoice number, total amount, whatever it is, write it into an Excel file and save the Excel file. How much time do you think will a human take to do this thing for 200 PDFs? You all can just put it in the chat. Or unmute yourself, or you can just imagine how much the person will get frustrated when he's doing that 200 PDF task, right? So if you all have any questions, put it in the chat. But what do you think? How much time a normal human can take to read 200 PDF and write the data into an Excel file? Okay, so Purva says 1 day. Okay. I see there are 114 participants, but only one reply in the chat. Okay, Rohit might take 2 days. Gaurav says 5 to 8, like 5 to 8 hours, 5 to 8 days. Okay, guys, come on. I need some answers from you all so that I can put it into more better example and explain you. Okay. Gaurav says 5 to 8 hours. Jacob says 3 days. Shruti and Shivani says 2 to 3 days. Okay. Depends on system. Okay. Okay. Vishal seems to be taking 1 week. Okay. Mohita Sharma says 3 hours. Ayush 3 to 4 days. Okay. So yeah. Thank you everyone for answering that particular question. Now, when RP is used as a technology, it's a hectic process. Maybe it will take a long time, approx 1 to 2 days. Yes, definitely it is hectic. So there are not only business advantages, but there are personal advantages to a human as well. If this kind of process is automated, the human does not get that frustration of reading and opening the 200 PDFs, right? Now, when RPA is doing this kind of automation, it hardly takes 10 to 15 minutes to complete this kind of process. Like I have implemented this myself, where I have extracted the data from 200 PDFs and written it into an Excel file. And after building the bot execution, like the software robot that I had built, it took only 10 to 15 minutes. So now you can imagine how much time it can help a human reduce to do this daily mundane task that he's been doing and processing this 200 PDFs. Like the people who knew already about RPA, did you all knew that this kind of process can be automated and it takes so much less time than what a human does? Just put a yes or no in the chat. Like the 28, 29 people who knew what RPA is. Okay. Right. I see one answer from Gaurav, Rahul. Yes. So Gaurav, Rahul, Rohit, and the people who are saying yes, right? I would like to ask you one question. Like you might have to unmute yourself. Like, what kind of process have you automated using RP, or like what have you done for your learning in RP? Like anyone can unmute themselves. Like Rahul, Rohit, Gaurav. There are two Gauravs, I think. Whoever wants to unmute and speak about like what they have automated using RPA, so your classmates or the friends that you have within your college gets an idea about that as well. Okay, we cannot unmute. Ria, can we give them access to unmute themselves?
No, Parth, actually, like they can just send
Yeah, so
the
1 second. I'll
messages
just
in
give
the chat
permission
section.
to the people who want to.
Okay, so I think there's Yukti who wants to speak. So if maybe we can do her unmute.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Yes, Yukti, you can speak now.
Okay, I think Yukti, you could
Even
unmute.
Gaurav can go ahead.
Yes, yeah. Okay, Yukti, Gaurav, anyone, you guys have been unmuted. So like what kind of process have you automated using RPA, or even for learning, like not for an enterprise level automation, but even for learning what you guys have automated? Okay. Okay, I think they maybe do not want to report generation. Okay, Rahul. That's it. Rahul, if you want, you can also try to unmute yourself. Like Kinjal or Ria might give you an access, and if you want to share about like what kind of automations have you done. Okay. I think Rutuja also has something screening resumes. Rutuja, would you like to share anything? Okay. Okay. So maybe.
Yeah, actually, am I audible?
Yes, Rutuja, you are. Yes.
Yeah, so when I was in my HR internship, so I used to screen the resumes of the candidates. As in HR profession, we get so many of the resumes. So I used to use that kind of such things in like for screening the resumes.
Right. That is awesome. Like that is also like in HR department as well. There are many use cases like the one that is visible in the screen, payroll management, resume screening, then updating the candidates if they have passed the interviews or not. So that kind of automations also have been happening a lot. Okay. Okay. So I think they are like very good examples, right, of this kind of automations. Okay. So in this way, RP is beneficial in multiple technologies, multiple use cases. Now we see COVID data uploading onto government portal. I think Rohit has worked on a lot of automations. Rohit, do you want to unmute yourself or do you want me to go ahead with the session? Like how Rutuja just shared about her experience of working on automation. Like if you want to share, you can share it. Yes. Okay. Kinjal, can we give Rohit access to unmute?
Hello.
Yeah. Hi, Rohit.
Yeah. We all know that we are going through the pandemic, and
Right.
in second wave, there might be a lot of patients. So there
Right.
will be almost 8,000 RT-PCR reports to be tested in a day.
Right.
So there be a persons who upload all the data into a COVID portal, so we can get the daily volume count, how much COVID are positives, and the how much tested are done. So
Right.
we develop a bot to
Mm-hmm.
where the Excel sheet is extracted from the portal,
Right.
in application from the diagnostic center, and
Mm-hmm.
it will upload it onto the COVID portal. So
Okay.
government will know how many tests are done and how many are the positive.
Okay. Okay.
So
That
one
that is
person can so
right.
8,000 data can be uploaded within one hour only.
Okay. That is really awesome use case that you have developed. So which tool did you use to do this automation? Uipath?
No automation anywhere.
Okay, you used automation anywhere. Okay, that is really awesome, Rohit. Like it is definitely a great use case, which this was one of the use case that I had also implemented for one of the hackathons. So yeah, this is like a good use case at this times. Right. Okay. Thank you so much, Rohit, for sharing your experience. Thank you. Okay. So now we have like understood the benefits of RPA, ignoring the data which is there below. Now, in many cases, our expertise is something else. Like we are good at Python, we are good in business intelligence or data analytics, we are good in C sharp, or there are many other things that we are good at, right? So now what I want is I want you all to explain, right, that what you are good at, like what is the technology that you like the most, and I'll tell you how you can get into RPA and develop yourself in the RPA industry with the knowledge of that particular domain. So anything like few examples I thought to keep on the slide is that is AI, business intelligence, C sharp, and Python. So what are the technologies that you like to work on out of this or something else, right? And I'll just give an examples of how that knowledge, how that domain knowledge expertise can help you grow in the RP industry. So anyone who would like to put their expertise or the technology that they love to work on, and I'll just explain how it is beneficial for them within RPA. Okay, I see Swarangi saying digital marketing. Okay. Right. Anyone else? Graphic designing. Okay. So the both replies are from Swarangi itself. Come on, guys. 103 participants and one reply. Graphic designing. Okay. Okay. Cloud computing. Okay. Good, Arun. Yeah. And also, I see there are some faculties as well in the session. So, sir or ma'am, if you think that there is something that you are doing daily, like attendance report or anything, and you think this could be automated so that that could be a good use case which these students can themselves develop and build something for college itself. So, if you have any that kind of use cases, if you can unmute and share as well, like this is something that you do daily and you think that could be automated, so the students might get more idea with respect to what kind of automation use case can be done in the education domain.
Guys, anyone who wishes to unmute, please raise your hand so then we can give you permissions.
Right. Yes. Thank you, Kinjal. So, in faculties, I think there is one Neelam ma'am or any other faculties who would like to
Hello.
unmute and tell.
Hello. I am Geeta Narayanan.
Yes. Hello, ma'am.
In the teaching, actually,
Right.
we used to do attendance report, and along with that, we also do some assessment of the practicals,
Right.
assignments. All these
Right. Right.
reports will be, we have to actually, we do some automation, like on Excel sheet, we call all those marks and then
Right.
compile it. But that compilation, it can be done automated.
Right.
Actually, from Teams only it is coming. So we
Okay.
can do it on Teams, from Teams.
Yes, so Teams automation is possible now. Like recently, Microsoft have released their UiPath, not UiPath, but yeah, UiPath and Microsoft have released their UiPath Microsoft automation activities as well. In that, there is Teams automation possible. So like anything that the data that you are gathering or the tasks that have been assigned, the data can be fetched, attendance report of your daily classes that can be automated and a consolidated data can be prepared. So that is something that if students explore, they can definitely build that kind of automations now.
No, for individual assignments, we get the consolidated data, but
Right.
for overall, actually, there were some MOOCs application we were using. In that, we were getting actually some of the combined result also, but that is not, we are not getting it from the Microsoft application.
Okay, so even if they are like, if that reports or the reports are Excel file or Word files, they can also be automated, even if it's a PDF. So any file that we get our report in, we can consolidate based on the rules that we want. Like this marks to be fetched from here, this grades to be fetched from here, and consolidate in a final report. That kind of use case is also possible using RPA.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Okay, going back to the chat. Okay, there's digital marketing, there is cloud computing, and there is SEO IoT. Okay, let me pick digital marketing now. Digital marketing, I think there are Swarangi has told it, right? So in digital marketing, many times we have to automate our social media post, like and put a tweet on a Twitter, right? So someone had mentioned about a tool, Power Automate, right? Let me just, yes. So Rohit had only mentioned the tool Power Automate. So Power Automate is a tool which provides a lot of connectors to your Twitter account, to your Instagram account, right? So there, using Power Automate, you can automate different kind of your social media. So the people who are interested in digital marketing, you can start learning Power Automate, right? And you can automate your social media post, or if you want to repost every post from a particular account, that kind of automations are possible using Power Automate. So that is something the people who are interested in digital marketing can explore. With IoT as well, so I have seen some use cases where RP is integrated with the CCTV camera. The CCTV camera, the footage which is there, if a person enters and if there is something to be captured, the image has to be analyzed. That kind of automations are also being done. That is done using the tool Uipath and IoT integration. So that kind of automations are also available. So you can use your IoT knowledge, you can use your digital marketing knowledge, learn these tools and automate the stuff that you are doing. So this is how I had to put this slide, that how knowledge of other domain can help you grow in the RP industry. So these are the some use cases that you can implement and you can do the automation of. Anyone having any questions till now or any specific queries they want me to answer? Okay. Anyone having any questions? Like anything till now. So Jacob had asked one question, use cases of RP in healthcare. I'm coming to that in the next slide, but other than that, if anyone has any questions, feel free to put it in the chat, or if you want to unmute, like Angel said, raise your hand and you can unmute and ask your question as well. Okay. Okay, I see no questions coming in. Okay, no problem. Let's go ahead to the next slide. Okay, if anyone has any question again, feel free to put it in the chat. Now, RPA in healthcare. Now, this is something that everyone, I think most of the people are interested here right now to know how RPA can be used in healthcare, right? Now, here are the use cases that I have put. Like, this is just for the presentation purpose, but there was an hackathon that I had participated in, and we had done a use case which was RPA in healthcare. So we had built one website. Now, website was not built using RPA. Don't have that misconception that website was built using RPA. Website was built using normal C# language and the MVC architecture. But what we had done is it was for an NGO. So in NGO, there are many times different kind of campaigns happening, blood donation camping or any other camping, right? Where people come donate their things. There is money donation camping happening as well. So we had developed that website where user comes, put his or her details that he would like to donate the blood, what his blood type is, and all the details. He used to upload his Aadhaar card and PAN card images. After that, and he used to also type his Aadhaar card and PAN card images. After that, what we had done is once that data is submitted, that goes into our SQL database. Once it is there into the SQL database, our RPA bot fetches the data from the SQL database. It does the KYC verification that whether the Aadhaar card uploaded has the right Aadhaar card number, which is typed by the user while filling the form. That KYC verification is done. If the KYC verification is successful, the user we send an email to that particular person that your KYC verification is successful. You will shortly receive the date and time when you have to come for blood donation. In the same way, if KYC is failed, and then we send that user that your KYC is failed, please bring the physical documents to the hospital if you would like to donate the blood, or else re-upload the documents on the website. After this, every week we had built the RPA robot in such a way that every week a summary report is also generated that in this week this many people donated this much blood for this particular blood type. then in that way we had the different kind of categories. So this kind of automation was done for an NGO in the healthcare industry, and this was the use case that we have developed. Other that you see over here right now on my slide, right, are the ones like streamlining claims management. So if there is a claim management, if there is a complete system where a user is submitting his claim with the documents, then how that document should be verified. Was that user actually admitted that at that particular hospital in that particular time? All that kind of data validations which is there can be done using RPA. So these are the use cases that are possible using RPA. Anyone having any questions regarding in this use case? Then again, it is simplifying patient appointment scheduling. There was one more automation where I had done where, okay, how central monitoring system can we upgrade with automation? Okay, Aditya, what do you mean by like central monitoring system? Is what are you talking about? Like hospitals have like their own portal, internal portal, which is there. Are you talking about that? Or if you would like to unmute yourself, if you like to unmute yourself and explain the use case, that will be fine. So like everyone understands it better. Just raise your hand so Kinjal can unmute you.
Aditya has the permission.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Kinjal. Yeah. Yeah, Aditya, you can unmute yourself and talk about the problem statement that you are saying.
Hello.
Hello.
Actually, in hospital, I have seen that procedure of central monitoring system teach a very lengthy, as like with LAN and everything. Like nurses and staff can't manage them. So can we upgrade that thing?
Upgrade? Like what exactly do you mean by upgrade? Like
As like modify.
okay, modify. So that is a
Yeah.
physical machine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so physical machine and RPA has no relation. You can integrate it like the report that it generates if it is saved at a particular location, or if that you want to automate like IoT integration, that is possible. But like the machine upgrade is not possible, Aditya.
Actually, on central monitoring system reporting is done.
Okay, so is it a software application that you are talking about to be automated and upgraded, or you are talking about a physical machine like a hardware machine to be upgraded?
Like that system.
Okay.
Because the
So
hardware is already updated.
okay, the hardware is upgraded. So if you are
Yeah.
talking about any application to be upgraded within that central monitoring system, it can be done. But if you are talking about the physical appearance or physical upgradation of that, then that cannot be done. Okay, yeah. Thank you, Aditya. Anyone else having any question? Jacob, especially if you have any questions, because you had asked this question. So if any questions, put it in the chat. Implementing discharge instructions. So when a discharge is being filed, there are now, since everything is started being online, when you go to take a blood report, they say sir or ma'am, ये आपको mail आ जाएगा अपने मोबाइल नंबर पर या आपके email पर. So everything is being done through digital media. So that kind of process which are there. When a patient is marked as discharged, all the instructions to be sent, final documents to be submitted, be it Aadhaar card, PAN card, or any hospital bills or any medical bills or anything. That kind of complete process can be automated. So it helps in implementing the discharge instructions very smoothly and easily. So that kind of automation is also possible. No question, sir. Okay. Thank you, Jacob. Okay. Anyone else having any questions or would like to ask anything, or else we'll now go ahead and see a little practical demo about the tool Uipath and how I'm just going to build a very small automation on how we can build a software robot within Uipath. Everyone might not, understand because this is the first time you might be seeing it, but when you start learning, you will be able to build automation with that ease. So if no questions, then I'll go ahead and start with a quick demo. Okay, so yeah, I see. Yes, please. Okay, yeah, thank you, Rohit. Okay. So I'm going to open my UiPath application. Now, before that, let me show how you can download UiPath. Now, that is something that takes time to download, but I'm just going to show you how you can download. So to download UiPath, you need to go to cloud.uipath.com. Okay. Now, these are the links and all that you will get easily. Like I can share the PPT deck as well that I'm presenting right now, so your students can have access to it, right? And let me expand this. So now if you see, this is like the URL that I used is cloud.uipath.com, right? I'm just going to put it in the chat as well. Here you have to use your Gmail account, right? And as you can see over here, there is an option to download Studio. So that is something that you download and install using your Gmail account. Now, if you see over here, my Gmail account is already signed in. Right. So I'm just going to simply open my application. So I have like already downloaded and installed it. So this is going to be my Uipath Studio, as you can see. So it just takes a minute to open. Okay. So this is how Uipath Studio looks like, where we build our automation. Don't worry at all if you like don't get a complete idea about it, because this is the first time you might be seeing in. People who have already worked might be a little aware about it. So I'm going to create a new project and I'm going to just name it as quick demo VIT. Okay, and I'm going to create my project. So now you are just going to see that how quickly I'm going to build a bot and do my automation. So what is our problem statement? What demo I'm going to show? What is the process that I'm going to automate? It's going to be very simple. So yeah, everyone is a fan of gadgets. Like we all like to use mobiles and all that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to flipkart.com and I'm going to just search iPhone. Okay, so now that you see over here, we have total of 357 results, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to extract the phone name, that is this model name and its price, and I'm going to write this complete data in an Excel file. Now, before I do it, let's suppose this is the same task that a human has to do. He has to just keep on scrolling, take the mobile model number, take the price and write it in an Excel file. So the first column is going to be the model name. The second column is going to be the price. So how much time do you think a human will take to do this particular thing? That is, do this for 357 results. Just everyone put it in the chat that what do you think, how much time a human can take? And after that, we will build a bot and see how much time our robot is taking. Yes, so waiting for the replies in the chat. Come on, guys. I don't think we need that much time to think upon that, how much time this particular process can take. After using filter. Okay, so Aditya, we do not have to use any filter. We have to extract all the 357 results and write it in an Excel file. Like without filter, nothing. At least an hour, 2 to 4 hours. Okay. Other people, come on, 110 people and only 3 people replying. 3 hours. Okay. 4 to 5 hours. Okay. So by the time everyone puts the answers in the chat, I'm going to go ahead and build my bot as well. Now this easily you can build after you have learned UiPath or you have been, working on it. So it is not that easy as well, but yes, once you learn, it will definitely be easy for you. So I'm going to go to my Uipath, right? There is a feature which is called as data scraping. People who are working on Python might already have an idea about it. I'm going to use that particular feature here in Uipath as well. So I've clicked on data scraping. Okay. and I'm going to click on next. So this is the name that I want to extract. Now here so if you see here, it is written, select second element to create a pattern that you need to indicate a similar field, preferable the last in the collection. Okay. So just I'm going to indicate one more so it understands that this is the pattern that it has to follow to extract the data. So I'm going to name the column name as model number name. I'm going to name it as model name. Next. So if you see, all the data in this particular page is currently extracted. Now I'm going to write this in an Excel file as well. But now if you see, it is like, let me go to my last model number. And if you see here, it is Apple iPhone 13 Pro Max Gold 1 TB. Okay. Now I have an option to extract the price as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on extract correlated data. That means I want to extract more data which is related to it. And I'm going to indicate this. This is the first thing, again, a pattern. So I'm going to indicate this. Okay, and I'm going to name it as price. And we are going to click on next. So now if you guys see that here I'm extracting of only one page, but you will think that Parth mentioned that we have to extract for all 357. So what I am going to do now is I'm going to tell my bot that this is the next button that you have to click until you reach the last page. So that is what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on finish. But it says, is data spanning multiple pages? That means, is your data available on multiple pages that you would like to extract? So I'm going to tell yes, and I'm going to indicate my next button. So this is helping my bot to understand that it has to also click on the next button, fetch the data from different pages and bring it to me. And now here is my variable created of the data extracted, right? And I'm going to write this into an Excel file. So these are the different, see, now here I have done no coding at all. If you would be doing this same thing in Python, you will be using the concept of beautiful soup and its libraries and all that. But here I'm doing nothing like that. Here I'm going to name my Excel file, which is going to be Flipkart dot with the correct extension XLSX. I'm going to name this and yes, add headers. This is just to help you understand the concept of automation and its use cases, and not, I don't want you all to burden with like, this is what you will need to learn right now. But yeah, these are the use cases. So now I'm going to run. So now my software robot is ready and I'm just going to run the bot. So let's see how it works. So see, the first page results have been extracted. Now, if you see the results of showing, it is already going to the next page and it is hardly taking few seconds to do it. Okay, so I think it went to a limited number of pages, like it went only to 120. Now, let us see why that happened. I'm going to refresh this. I'm going to open my file, right? And if you see, I think that is because I had limited it to 100 results, I believe, yes. So if you see, it is limited to 100 results now. But if you see over here, all the data, it was extracted and along with the price. Now, let's see how much time this particular thing took. It took 11 seconds. So now, can you all imagine that the process that you are telling can take 2 hours, 3 hours, or 1 hour? Within 5 minutes, I built this automation and it took only 11 seconds to do this. Now, anyone has any question regarding this or would like to ask anything about this bot or what I just built? Any questions, I'm open to take it. And if anyone again would like to unmute yourself, please raise your hand and Kinjal will do the needful. Okay. Have I like explained it so really well that no one has any questions, or is it bad that no one has any questions? Okay, let me wait for a minute or two. Okay, I don't see any surprising reaction as well that the bot got executed within 11 seconds. Okay, yeah, thank you, Rohit. I think Rohit has been the most engaging person throughout the session. Okay. Anyone else having any questions or anything? Okay. Sir, can please repeat steps? Okay. So, Josh, before I repeat the steps, I want to ask one question to you. Have you ever worked on Uipath, or this is the first time are you saying it? Like, okay, Shivangi has asked a very good question, so I have to bring all the 75. Right. So now if you see over here there is something which is written as 100. Now I'm going to change it to 500. That means the 375 comes within it, right? So Shivangi, like you see, I have changed the maximum number of results. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to close my Excel file. Okay. Don't save, and I'm going to go back to my page one, and I'm going to run my bot again. And now we should be seeing 357 results. So now if you see, I changed it to 500 and it is moving on, like it reached to 168, 192, 216, 240, 264, 288, and now I think it should be the last one. Yes. So now the automation will be stopped, I believe. Okay. Okay. Okay, so yes, since you are saying it for the first time, right? You might not grasp the concept of data scraping, but it is something. Okay. Before that, let's see the output. Now I'm going to open my Flipkart file and going to expand this as well. And now if we see, it has extracted all the 357 rows. So this is how you can change the maximum number of results. So now it took 55 seconds to do that. For 100 rows, it took 11 seconds. For all the rows, it took 55 seconds. So I hope Shivangi, you understood like how we can extract all the data over here. Okay, so Yash, yeah, answering your question, since you are saying it for the first time, what we do is data scraping is a feature where we indicate a pattern of the data that we have to extract. So like you saw, I indicated the first row, the second row, the first price, and the second price. In that way, once you indicate that, then the automation will give you the output in an Excel file or like wherever you want it to be. So that is how you have to perform the steps. Right. Anyone having any questions? Anything that they would like to ask? Okay. Now, before I end the session, that is what I'm going to do is going to explain you guys how you all can start learning and what are the resources available that you can use for your learning. Right. So I'm just going to go with that. Getting started with learning Uipath. Right. So I'm going to go over here. Now Uipath has their own academy that you all can, learn from. So it is academy.uipath.com, and let me put it in the chat. For downloading, I have already shown you all the website. If you go over here, you have to do a course called as RPA Developer Foundation. That is the course that every person can do to start learning Uipath. Okay, so the data can be extracted in any format you want. It can be in Excel, it can be in Word file, it can be a PDF. So you can convert a Word to PDF. Now, once you go to academy.uipa.com, you need to go to learning by role and start with a course which is called as RPA Developer Foundation. This is a course which is specifically designed for beginners, and this will help you get started with learning UiPath, learn automation, build this kind of automation that I have built right now. So this is something that will help you to get started with UiPath automation. Then there is UiPath forum. For programmers, we see there is Stack Overflow. Then there are that multiple kind of websites available. If you go to forum.com, so for UiPath, the Stack Overflow is forum.uipath.com. So here you can get answers to all your questions. You can raise your queries or whatever it is. So here, if you see, this is a forum where you will get answers to all your queries. So this is where you get all the resources for UiPath, the academy and the forum. And if this is less for you, right? If this is less for you and you would like to learn more, then just give me a second. Then this is my LinkedIn profile where you can reach out to me anytime when you need help, right? Anything you need help with, you after this session, if you want to get started with RPA and you want to learn RPA, right? You can feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn and you can talk with me about any help that you need. Okay, Purva is the question, how to deploy a project in the client machine. So Purva, for that, you might have to learn UiPath in little detail. That is possible through Uipath Orchestrator. So Uipath Orchestrator is a cloud-based web portal, you can say, which is used to deploy robots or deploy your automations onto a particular client machine or a server machine. So that is how we deploy it. And if you would like to learn UiPath, then this is my YouTube channel where you will find a lot of content on UiPath, and you can, just simply learn right from the basics to advanced topics. So I'll put this as well in the chat. I'll put my LinkedIn profile as well. And I don't mind sharing my number. So I'm just putting my number as well. If anyone needs any help regarding UiPath or wants to get started with learning RP after these sessions, you can reach out to me anytime. So yeah, I think the person who had questions like how to start learning UiPath, do you still have any questions, Swarangi, or like anyone else, any questions?
Parth, we have some questions. So the first question is.
Yeah, which one did I miss? Yeah. Please tell me.
No, not in the chat section. I have received it on WhatsApp.
Okay.
Yeah. So the first question is how to become fast growth in RPA. How do we have a fast growth in RPA field? It's about that.
Okay. So the very first thing is go ahead and complete the course that I've shown on academy.uipath.com, right? Let me just go back to it. Let me go over here. So this is something that you will need to get started with, right? RPA Developer Foundation. This is the course that you will have to do to first build your fundamental knowledge. Once you have done that, you can start implementing different kind of automations. Think on your own. What is the automation that I can build? Build something for yourself. That is when you will, have that more passion of learning, when you will automate your day-to-day task, right? You might have your relatives who might be non-technical person, right? It might be your dad, it might be your uncle, anyone. Tell them that this is something that I'm learning, a new technology. Do you want to automate your business process? And then you see that kind of happiness and you build and you practice more. So the first thing is learning and then actually implementing it. So like if you see my name as well on LinkedIn, it is something like learning by doing. So I'm implementing things, I'm sharing my knowledge and I'm learning through it. So that is how you can grow at a very good speed in the RPA industry. That is what I believe, and like I give the guidance to all the people. No, yeah, I think you are on mute.
Yeah. So sorry.
Yeah.
So the second question is, is any coding language required, or what kind of programming language do we use in RPA?
Okay. For start, if you are just getting started with learning UiPath, right, you do not need a programming language to be learned in very detail, or you need not be an extensive programmer. you can start with little or a basic programming knowledge like I showed. Here in this C, if you see, I have not coded anything. It is all the activities that I'm using. The right range you see, extract structured data. But when, as in when you start building automation or when you work in a company. So when I started, I was not a very good programmer. But as and when time went, I learned automation. I used to build multiple automations. And when a time came where I have to work on complex automations, that is where I need programming. And when you need programming, there are two languages. One is C# and one is VB.NET. So in UiPath, we majorly use C# and .NET. So these are the two languages that we need in UiPath, but not when you start. So you can start with no programming experience, but later you will automatically learn along with learning UiPath.
Okay, thank you. The next question is, want to know how to join Uipath community.
Okay. So for that, what you can do is there is this URL. Let me just copy it if I can. Yeah, I'll just simply go directly. So here it is, communityevents.uipath.com. Okay, let me paste it in the chat again. Yeah. So here, if you see, this is the website where you will get updates regarding all the events happening within the UiPath community. Now, if I click on events and I click on upcoming chapter, right? So if you see over here, there are this multiple events happening. Love of RPA, understanding importance of reusability in automation. So this is one of the sessions that I am myself doing. If I just click on view details, right, and if I go over here, so you can see this is one of the sessions that I'm doing in the coming week, right? So you can do this. Now find a chapter. If you want to be part of some particular chapter, right, and you want to get daily updates about it. So when you click on find a chapter, right, you can search for it. Like if you see over here, ours is going to be Asia Pacific. So the region that you are in, right, you can simply join that particular chapter. Like I think most of you are from Mumbai, right? If you are from any other, you can do as well. So you can just register for a particular event, and then you will be automatically added to the chapter. So that is what we handle at the back end. So every time a new event is happening, you will get update about it. You will get the registration link and all that. So this is how you can be part of UiPath community.
Thank you, Parth. The next question is, what kind of a future can we expect in RPA and in biomedical engineering together?
Okay, so now let's suppose you have a very good knowledge about the medical processes, right, that are being done on your computer or that are being actually done, like the prescriptions, like the claims management system and all that. You have a very good knowledge about it, or there are some specific medical terms, right? Like I am not aware about it, but you might be aware about it since you are from a biomedical background. Now, when you know that, you can utilize that knowledge and be an RPA expert in the medical or the biomedical domain. You can automate the processes in that particular domain since you have a very good knowledge about it. That is how you can be an expert. So in RPA industry, there are many people who have worked only on banking use cases since they have a good knowledge of the banking processes, and then they learned about the technology, which is RPA. So with that kind of combination, and there are people who have learned about RPA and been an expert in that particular technology. So this is how you can use your biomedical knowledge. That is the reason I kept that slide, that how you can utilize your knowledge from one domain into RPA. So this is what can help you.
Okay, thank you. The next question is, can you tell more about the RPA Rookies? Can we join it?
Okay, definitely. I think I by mistakenly stopped my screen sharing, so I'll just do it again. Yeah. So, okay, just give me a second. I'll give a little more detail about that itself. So if you go on LinkedIn, right? If you go on LinkedIn and you search the RPA Rookies, so you can just search over here, right? And you will find this LinkedIn page, right? You can follow this particular LinkedIn page. I have pinged my WhatsApp number in the chat as well. So once you have followed the page, you can ping me in the WhatsApp, on my WhatsApp, and I'll add you in the group. Like, I don't make this group public because once I share the link, everyone will randomly join. So I have kept this a closed group where people who personally message me or ask me for guidance, I only add them. So right now we are like 40 people in the RPA WhatsApp group, and as you see, the followers here are right now something like 1179 followers, right? So there are many people, and you will learn about RPA through this particular page as well. As you see, there are multiple posts happening like every day, every week. And if you need guidance and you want to be the part of that closed group, feel free to message me on WhatsApp, and I like once more pinged my number in the chat, so like people can reach out to me. And Ria, like after the session, if you want to send the links or you want to send the number, you can like just freely share it.
So thank you so much. Next question is, okay, so what is the first step that we need to do if we want a career in RPA?
Okay, go ahead, complete the RPA Developer Foundation course like I had shown, right? It is something that you will mandatorily need. So every fresher that tries to apply within a company, the company asks that, have you completed RPA Developer Foundation, right? So that is going to be really important for each and every person, right, who wants to get into RPA or learn RPA. So that is, I think, one of the first step going to be for every student, every fresher, or anyone who wants to get started in the RPA industry.
Okay. The next question is, what type of placement can we expect after knowing RPA skills?
Okay, so now I'll just take names of the few major companies like which students or we like normally are aware about. So there are openings for fresher in that particular companies. If I talk about TCS, Infosys, PwC, Accenture, Capgemini, right? Then there is L&T Infotech. So all these basic kind of companies which are there, which we are like normally aware about. Wipro is there, right? All these companies have very big teams of RPA, not only over to their Mumbai offices or India offices, but in their what we call in their outside, like outside of India offices as well. So all these companies have multiple openings for RPA for freshers as well. And if you would like to apply, my company, which is the Wonderbots, where I work, we also are hiring freshers. So like there are tons and tons of companies. Like Netflix also has RPA developers, right? So Amazon has RPA developers, Microsoft even has RPA developers. So not only like we normally have seen people more focusing on that FANG thing, right? So that is good. But other than that, there are also these companies which hire RPA developers. So there are wide range of opportunities available for every person when he gets into the RPA.
Okay, thank you. The next question is, okay, it's the same thing. What type of job can we expect in RPA?
Right. So
It is the
yeah,
same thing.
yeah.
And the next one is, what type of career we can have in RPA in other branches of engineering?
Okay, other branches of engineering, right? So let's suppose you don't want to go into something technical, right? You don't want to be developer, you don't want to be developing this bot. Then what you can get into is you can be a business analyst, right? If you are someone who is interested into networking, you can be an infrastructure engineer. So there are these different kind of roles available, but for that at least you need to have fundamental knowledge of development. That is when you can go into that kind of role. So this is something which can be done. Like you can just start with little development knowledge, you can then go into a business analyst, an infrastructure manager, a project manager. So that kind of multiple roles are available for little non-technical people as well.
Okay, thank you. The next question says, okay, this is funny. Do you offer internship at Wonderbots?
Okay, yeah. So if you complete the courses, if you learn about it a little more, right, and if you think you can apply for an internship over there, I can definitely refer you over there since I'm conducting these sessions and I know like this is a career that students should pursue, right? So if you fit the role, definitely I would like to send your resume myself to the HR for internship at Wonderbot.
Okay, so the next question is, what type of a future does RPA have?
Yeah, the one that you are seeing right now in the session. So, so like there are multiple roles. Like I said, you can be a developer, right? So I'll just go back a little back to my profile, right? And I'll just show my little past experience so like people know about like what is the roadmap and all that. So if you see over here, in 2020, I was an intern at a robotic. I was a RPA intern at a company called as Worley. Then within 1 year, like 2020, I was doing internship, and within 1 year, I became consultant at Wonderbot. So there is this range of positions, range of career opportunities that you can go into. It's just that how fast you can learn or how fast you can, engage with that. Like when there was 2020, I was attending community events. I was trying to, learn Uipath. But right now I'm speaking at colleges, the Uipath Mumbai chapter, which is there. I'm leading Uipath Mumbai chapter, right? So it is just that how fast you learn UiPath, how fast you grab the concepts, how fast you get active in the community, talk with people and learn. So based on that, you can, definitely build a very good career in the RP industry, and it definitely has the scope. It's not like people or companies are unnecessarily doing automation. There is a reason behind it, and there is the complete thought process which is going within RPA. So yes, there is a good scope of career in RPA.
Definitely. So we'll take the last question now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So this question says, okay, what is your career academic journey until now? What was your career academic journey until now?
Okay. This is a good question. Okay. So yeah, like I completed my engineering in 2021 itself. So it's just been like in August I've got my degree, but before that, since I was like already active within UiPath and I was doing it, so I completed my 10th like how we normally complete our studies. Then I did BTech from NMIMS. So again, let me just scroll it and show on my profile only. So I completed my engineering from Narsimhanji Institute of Technology, right? After I completed my engineering, during my engineering only, I did 9 months of internship in RPA at a company called as Worley. After that, I immediately started working as a consultant at Wonderbot. So for me, it's been like completing my 10th, doing my engineering, internship at Worley, and now being a consultant and developer at Wonderbot. So this has been like my academic journey.
Okay. But we do have some more questions. Do you wish to take them?
Yeah. No, it's fine. We can take them.
All right. So the next question says, okay, this is the same thing. What type of future is there in RPA?
Right.
You have already answered that, right?
Right.
Okay. I want to start a startup. Can I do that using RPA?
For that, you need to learn RPA. So you can learn RPA and then you think, like I said, first try to help yourself and your family with that automation. If you can do that, then you focus on how you can scale it. But for that, you need to start, you need to be very good at it. You cannot do that without working in that environment. Every person who starts a startup or is doing a startup has at least previously worked on it or has gained some experience about that. So if you have that, then yes, definitely you can do that.
Okay. The next question is, how much time does it take to learn RPA?
Depends how fast you are at learning. If you can complete the 30 hours of course in 1 day, you can learn it in 1 day, right? But see, learning is not important. The time you spend in practicing is important. The time you spend in implementing it is important. Like, let's suppose I learn RPA today, I complete the course. Until 6 years, I don't even install Uipath. So then you are not going to be good at it, or you are not going to learn it. So learning is just the start of it. Continuous implementation and continuous practice is what is going to make you good at RPA.
Okay. But we have got some feedback. You are a very good teacher, and okay. This was a wonderful webinar. Okay. The next question is, can you do a detailed webinar on RPA?
Okay, yeah, we can do that. Like this was something me and Ria were discussing as well, like previously. Yes, we can definitely try to target that, like whenever we have that good amount of time, considering you all don't have your exams and the assignments and all to submit. So if we get that kind of time, other than your studies and academics, we can definitely try to focus on it.
The next
And
question is, what type of job do we expect when we go for a master's and we have knowledge in RPA in foreign
okay,
countries? And this means mainly in foreign countries.
right. So see, like Wonderbots is an organization whose headquarters is in Princeton. So we are mainly based out of US, right, New Jersey, but we have office in Ahmedabad as well. So that same kind of jobs only you will get. It's like that, just the company will be different, but the work that you will be doing will be kind of same only. RPA developer, solution architect, business analyst, infrastructure engineer. So it's just that the location changes, but yes, I have my friends who did masters then got into RPA. I have my friends who have 3 years of experience in RPA, but then went to do masters, right? So it's completely up to you how the path that you want to follow. So it's like the job opportunities will be the same, just the location might change. Yes.
We have a comment from Rohit in the chat section. I'm interested to learn Uipath and add it into my RPA tools knowledge count.
Okay, I'm interested to learn Uipath and add it into my RPA tools knowledge count. Okay, so Rohit is someone who has already worked on automation anywhere. Yes, Rohit, definitely having knowledge of two tools can definitely be a very good add-on for a fresher or for someone who is getting started in the RP industry. So yes, you can definitely learn Uipath and the resources and all, like I have already explained. I think Sandeep has raised the hand over here in the.
Uh, yeah,
Yeah.
I'll just make Sandeep, I'll just allow his mic. Yes, Sandeep, your mic is allowed. You can unmute if you want. Sandeep, would you like to unmute, or like can you put your question in the chat section? Yes, Hemlata. I'll just allow you mic. Okay. So I'll move on to the next question that I
Yeah.
received on WhatsApp. So, which is the best tool to use? Which is the best tool to use?
Okay, so there is not something like best. It depends from organization to organization what they prefer, depending upon the budget the company has, and there are multiple things involved. But the one that is like in demand and is asked by like most of the companies is definitely Uipath. Then it comes Automation Anywhere and Blueprism. Both has the equal amount of importance, but the most that I see right now is Uipath. So that is something that is the reason I suggest to start with that.
Okay. So, okay, so this is the last question.
Okay, okay.
Question.
Yeah.
So it says, what kind of a mistake have you made in your career until now that you would not want any other RPA lover and or enthusiast to make? Any mistake
Okay.
or anything that you might have
Okay.
done, or any precaution that you would want them to take?
Where are everyone finding these questions from? Okay, so the one mistake that I made is initially I did not practice a lot. Like since I was not having that kind of mentor or mentorship to mentor me, right? So what I used to do is I used to go to the course, I used to watch the video and not practice the problems which were given, right? So initially I faced a lot of problem with that, but when time went, like when 1 2 months went, I again started doing the course, and the next time I did, I completed all the practice tests and I gave the quiz with the right honesty. Like I did not Google it and copy the answers, but I gave it with complete honesty. And that is when I actually started learning UiPath in detail and getting into the depth of it. So like wherever you find practice problems, complete it, do not skip it, and it will help you a lot in the long run.
Okay, I guess Sandeep wants to unmute.
Okay.
Sandeep, your mic is enabled. You can unmute.
Mm, yes, I think Sandeep can speak. I believe he has the access.
Yes.
सर आपने कितने एग्जाम्स ऑनलाइन में दिए थे?
कौन से एग्जाम संदीप?
Hello, Sandeep here. Am I audible?
Yeah. Yes, Sandeep. Yes.
Okay. Sorry for this inconvenience. So yeah, I have some questions regarding any opportunity if Wonderbots given us. So
Right.
what kind of parameters they want inside me? Because I have eight-month actual project experience on
Okay.
Uipath. I have completed 4-month internship. So
Okay.
I would like to get a chance to
Right.
yeah.
Right. See,
That
at Wonderbots, we completely focus on the knowledge or the projects that you have worked on, right? So whenever your interview is scheduled, it is not something like we take that multiple technical rounds and all that. So your if your interview is scheduled, right, or if you apply, it will be something like we'll be saying what knowledge you have and what kind of what knowledge you have can be used for us within our projects or within our organization. If you fit that kind of parameters, like it can be your technical knowledge, if you have multiple tools knowledge or a single tool knowledge, that is not a barrier. But yes, it is always an add-on of having multiple tools knowledge. That is the one criteria. How well you are good at communicating, right? That is the second criteria. Then your education, that is definitely again not a barrier, but yes, we consider it. So that are that kind of parameters which we consider at Wonderbots when anyone applies or even if there is an internship or something like that. So that is something we focus on.
okay. Thank you for this one.
Yeah. Thank you, Sandeep. Yeah.
Thank you, Sandeep. So, yes, so now we would end the session now.
Yes.
So
Right.
it was a very interesting exchange of questions because, like, I'm sure the audience here is very happy.
Yeah. And I'm also like looking like definitely the questions in the chat throughout the sessions. It was not like it's one-way communication, but it was interactive. So that is what I really like. Like I do not like at all giving one-way kind of sessions where just I'm only speaking and speaking. But yes, and this final questions, whatever you have got, are the best ones, I think. Like wherever you are getting that from, but that questions are very good. So like I would like to thank everyone who was there in this session, and like it was definitely a pleasure conducting the session and being a part of it.
So, yes, it was a very inspiring session here. And I would extend my gratitude to our honorable speaker, Mr. Parth Doshi, for taking out time from his busy schedule to grace the event. Thank you so much, Parth. Like, this was a very, very, intriguing and encouraging session. And your words and whatever knowledge you shared was very, very interesting. And I would like to thank all the participants that we had for being so enthusiastic. I would love to invite you all for yet another spectacular session that we would have on 12th February, which would be on continuous renal replacement therapy, that is CRRT. And I hope to see you all there. I'll just post the feedback form in the chat section.
Right.
Okay.
And also like thank you to every person. Like I might miss out names because I don't know all the names, but thank you to every person who has been in this organizing committee, right from the faculties from whom you all had to get the permissions and organize this complete thing. So the complete organization was very wonderful. So like thank you so much for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you so much, Parth. We are like blessed to have you here, and the knowledge that you have shared is like really good. So yes, the feedback form has been posted in the chat section. Uh, Participants do fill out the details correctly.
Thank you, Geeta ma'am.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Thank you very much. I am traveling actually, that is why I did not join for vote of thanks also. Thank you very much. It was very interactive. I was hearing all through and it was really interacting, and you students were also interested and they were asking a lot of questions. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Parth sir, for taking out time and guiding our students about RPA. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Neela ma'am. Thank you.
So for all the participants, the feedback form has been posted in the chat section. Do fill out your details correctly, as the same would be reflected in your certificates. And all the students who would fill the feedback form would be awarded with a certificate. So thank you so much, everyone. Until next time, this is your host, Riya Modi, signing off. Take care and stay safe.
Thank
Hello.
you. Thank you. Have a good
Hello,
day, guys.
Priya. Can we just take a quick picture?
Yeah.
Let's-
Yeah.
Yes. And we have all the participants switch on their camera. Kinjal, can we enable that?
Can you stop sharing your PPT so that
Oh,
everyone...
yes.
Kinjal, can we enable the participants to switch on their camera?
All participants already have access to the camera.
Oh, that's great. Okay, so we have a lot of them here. All right, so at the count of 3, I'll take a screenshot. 3, 2, 1. Yes, it's done. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Parth, for this
Thank
wonderful
you.
session.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much.